Okay. Kumusta po tayo? May bagyo na naman po tayong paparating. Ayun. Last week may bagyo, ngayon may bagyo na naman. I
Yeah,
hope.
may bagyo dito sa amin ngayon, sir.
Saan po kayo, ma'am?
May bagyo dito sa Isabela.
Sa
Signal number 1.
my God. Kaya nga eh. Kakalabas lang nila yun. Papasok na naman yung ano ba yan?
Yan palagi ganun yung bagyo eh. Tapos pagdating dito sa Japan, mahina na.
Hmm.
Wala na lang.
Ngayon, ang forecast is tama naman sa yun. Maybe tomorrow or next day. Yun naman. Makapag, makapag-prepare ang mga tao. Makalikas. Anyway, so buti nga umuulan dito eh. Buti nga stable yung internet kasi sensitive din dito. Kunting ulan lang hangin. In-off na nila dito. Okay, so let us begin. Let us review first yung napag-usapan natin last time. I think nakapag-discuss pala tayo last week kasi Tuesday, I mean. Yes. Okay, last week we were able to discuss about specifically the different intelligent behaviors, and there were 14 that I was able to share with you, and yun yung mga kailangan nating behavior that we have to have while dealing with our daily lives, such as be persistence, and yung na-mention ni Ma'am Milagros, and flexible in thinking, applying past knowledge to new situation. Yes. Metacognition. That was a good discussion actually, and you were able to share your experiences, especially sa mga nangyari sa Providence, because it's hard for us to adjust ourselves dealing with new Providence, right? Kasi yun nga, ang mga dati nating ang tawag dito, thinking, kailangan na nating hindi naman tanggalin, but we have to change the way we think now. Yeah. And also, I have discussed yung mas maganda yung one of the intelligent behavior na we need to have is listening to others. And listening to others is, accordingly, it is one of the highest forms of intelligent behaviors. Kasi pakikinig pa lang, yun yung pinakaunang, and when we talk about communication, it's a two-way. It means if it's two-way, that means we're using our ears to listen from others, but not just listening, but we have to understand them, and vice versa. So, and many things. Yep. Metacognition, thinking, yeah, and many more. Of course, nasabi din yung sense of humor. So those are the intelligent behaviors na kailangan natin. Yan. Para if we have this one, I think we'll be able to become a better leader. Although, gaya ng sinabi ko last time, hindi naman talaga lahat ma ma-apply natin or meron tayo. Kung wala tayo sa ganitong bagay, I think, as what I have mentioned, we have to develop. Kunyari, if we don't have so much in sense of humor, about sense of humor, then siguro lagyan natin ng konting sense of humor yung ano natin. If we deal with other people, yan. If you're leading with brothers and sisters, yan. And ayun. And kung meron tayong among sa 14 behaviors, kung meron tayo sa mga ito, and then I think we need to develop, yan, improve more. So, well, that was our discussion last time about intelligent behaviors. So now, this time, our topic is about emotional self, achieving our emotional competencies. Yun. So, all about emotion. And ito yung pinaka mahirap sa lahat. Kasi sometimes emotion actually overcomes the uh, thinking. And I will show you a video later on kung paano na overcome ng emotional thinking. And that is why it is very crucial na if we were not able to manage our emotion. I think as a religious leader or as a religious educator, parang ano tayo sa masasabi ko na ano, personally, masasabi ko na magaling tayo sa emotional management. But there are instances na hindi naman talaga natin makakontrol. Si Moses nga, di ba? Hindi niya control sa sarili niya. Okay.
True, si Moses, hindi niya na-control ang emotion.
Yes. Moses, hindi niya control. And dahil doon, hindi rin siya nakapasok sa land of Canaan. But, hindi natin hindi natin gayahin si Moses. Ang ano, we have to be better than Moses. So, siguro wala siguro education si Moses dati ng ano, emotional management. But, since meron na tayong emotional management ngayon,
Pero
then,
si Jesus, nagwala man sa temple.
nagwala din.
Si Jesus.
Pero,
Nagutom kasi si Moses, imagine, 40 days na hindi kumain. Kaya nagalit. Kasi hindi siya nilutuan lang pang break.
tapos, complain pa yung mga, ano, yun, ano na yan, halo-halong emotional, emotional problem na yun. Sa mga followers niya, grabing complain nila. Kasi, bakit nandito tayo sa, ano, sa disyerto? Balik na lang tayo sa Egypt kasi, buti pa doon, kahit um, servant lang tayo, may pagkain tayo doon. Pero dito, wala na tayong pagkain. Ganun. Mahirap actually yung sa situation ni Moses. I think, kung ako, if I were also in that situation, then I would do the same. Probably. I think, not probably, but for sure. Kasi, I don't know, hindi ko rin kaya. Ang
Kaya
ingay-ingay nyo,
sir,
punta na tayo sa
mahirap
Canaan.
mag-leader kasi maraming complaint spirit. Mahirap actually maging leader, sir.
Yes, yeah. Yes, ma'am, right? And we've experienced that one. Naging regional leader tayo, naging ano pang leader diyan, mga komando. So, anyway, pero sa akin kasi hindi. Wala akong leadership type actually. Na-try ko maging leader pero parang hirap talaga. Emotion kasi yan. Alright. So, yun. Here, we have to understand, we have to manage our emotions by overcoming our emotion through our thinking. Yan. Kasi pag magpapadala tayo sa emotion, talo tayo. Yan. Okay. So in this at the end of this module, we will be able to discuss the nature and different kinds of emotion. There are 8, actually more than 8, but there are 8 fundamental emotions that we will study. And number 2, we will be able to identify the physiological reactions to emotion. So, kasi pag our emotions affects our physical self, our physiological self actually. So, may epekto ang emotions sa health natin, especially sa health. So, yan. And then number 3, enumerate ways of controlling and managing emotions. So, ano yung mga tips in order for us to enumerate and manage emotions? Sa totoo lang, marami talagang paraan to manage emotions. Pero yung isi-share ko sa inyo, ang i-discuss ko sa inyo is um, learn and you have to know. And number 4, emotional maturity. Yun. And I think sa okay. Kasi when we talk about sa first blessing, the be fruitful, that means also we should achieve emotional maturity. If you are emotionally mature, then we know how to respond uh in a different situations, different circumstances. Yeah. So yan yung matutunan natin dito. Yeah. Okay. So let's begin with the fundamentals of emotions. Sabi ni galing to kay Platchik's 1980 configuration of emotion. There are 8 fundamental emotions. Merong joy, my joy, my trust, fear, surprise, sadness, disgust, anger, and anticipation. So ito yung 8 fundamental emotions. Alam ko meron tayo. Minsan natutuwa tayo. Minsan nalulungkot. We trust. We fear, of course. We were surprised in some situations. We anticipate the situation. We feel anger. I hope sometimes. And we feel disgusted. Do we? Okay. Yeah, of course. And we feel sad. Yep. But it's not only it is only the fundamental emotions. Okay. Actually, marami siya.
May
Pero,
mga complex emotion din. Combinations, di ba?
yes, the combinations of emotions. Right? Kaya ito, kung titignan natin sa ano, yan. Platchik's wheel of emotion demonstrates how emotions are related to one another. For example, yung joy at trust. Ang joy and trust is combination of, pag kinumbayan mo yung joy and trust, ang result niyan is love. Yan. Or serenity and acceptance, love pa rin. Yan. Plus, emotions adjacent to one another in a wheel are closely related and can be combined. However, the emotion can be found on the other outer part of the wheel. For instance, in let's start with love. Dito. Joy and trust is equal to emotion. Serenity and acceptance, ang ano dyan, result dyan is love. Pag optimism, kunyari, if you feel joy, tapos you anticipate, you are positive, optimist. And also, if you are in serenity and then you have an interest, you feel positive as well. You know? So, combination siya. Let's go to remorse. Okay. If you feel disgust and you feel sad, for sure, remorse talaga yan. Yan, ano ba mga yun? Hindi ko makita. Okay, if you feel anger and disgust, okay, that's a contempt. Ngayon, ang opposite nitong, kung titignan nyo, ang love, ito yung love, ang opposite niya is yung negative. Or yung kabila niya, yan. The emotions across, meanwhile, emotions across each other are conceptual opposites. So, for example, love, ang opposite niya sa kabila is remorse. O, aggressiveness. So these are the wheel of emotions according to Plutchik's. The 8 fundamental emotions also come in a variety of intensities. Yan. Ito namang nasa gitna talaga. It signifies the most intense forms of emotions. Yan. Intense yan. Grief. Yan. So, mahirap na yan. Mostly mga super intense na siya pag nasa gitna. While yung farthest at the center are the weakest forms. So, bottom line, if you study about wheel of emotions, I think we might focus on the 8 fundamental emotions. But we will also have to check kung saan sila nanggaling. Yun. Kunyari, love, it's not just joy. It's not just joy. Kasi paano pag wala yung joy? So, if you feel joy, you have to trust also that person. Yan. And that's what we call love. Kunyari, yung love natin. And then, if yung sa atin, di ba, is true love. Sa atin kasi mataas talaga yun sa atin. So, of course, kahit anong mangyayari, you still have to love that person. So, kasama na yung joy. Pag mawala yung joy, andun pa rin yung trust mo sa kanya. Andun pa rin yung forgiveness mo sa kanya. I-accept mo pa rin siya. So, andun pa rin yung serenity. So, kahit, mawala pa yung iba dyan, we still have to love that person. Yeah. Yan yung, okay. Kasi we are members. So, yan yung natin.
Yan ang
I think,
strong points and weakness.
yes.
Strong point and weakness.
Strong points and
Vulnerable.
weakness din.
Vulnerability.
Okay. Ganun talaga nangyayari. Kung ano yung strong points natin, yun din yung pinaka weak points natin. Yes. All right. Actually, this one is a movie, and according sa libro, we were encouraged to watch this. And actually, I watched this one like last year. Talagang ganda ng movie na to. So if you have time, you can watch this one together with your family. Mas maganda with your family. Ganda to. Kasi, ano to siya, Inside Out is an animation movie na kung saan itong mga characters na to, mga emotions yan siya ng tao. Kunyari sa brain ko, itong 5 na to, nandito yan sa brain ko. Naglalaro yan sila. Ito. Ang mga emotions na to, itong nakapula, si anger. Itong naka-blue na malungkot, sadness yan. Mukha pa lang. Kasi anger, mukha pa lang. Tapos itong naka-green, yan yung si disgust. Ito namang naka-purple na maliit, kapayat. Siya si fear. And laging takot. And then, itong nakagitna na naka-yellow, blue yung buhok, siya si Joy. Ayan. And ma-realize natin that, anyway, sa movie, ang ganda ng movie talaga. My Inside Out, this is part 1. So, panoorin niyo pa yung part 1 before yung part 2. May part 2 pa yun siya. But anyway, it's a good movie to watch together with your family. And I would suggest also. It's an animation, but it's for general. Okay.
Inside Out.
From age 1 years old to until old age. Okay. Now let's proceed to some tips on managing our emotions according to Langley. So ito yung mga tips natin how we can manage our emotions. So sa mga nanonood sa YouTube, ayun. Okay, this is just tips, okay, na maybe kailangan natin. But there are lots of tips out there. You can search on YouTube. Okay, especially as if you are a religious educator and a religious leader, it is crucial for us to manage our emotion. It is very important for us to manage our emotion. Definitely. So, okay, just some tips. Number one, smile to make yourself feel good. So we always have to smile para sa sarili natin. Okay? Facing in the mirror and face in the mirror and smile. After some time, your mood will be better and you might even laugh naturally. Do it for at least 30 seconds. So, unang-unang gawin daw, mag-smile. Pero dapat, kasi you cannot give joy to others pag malungkot yung mukha natin. So, dapat, sa sarili pa lang natin, we know how to smile. And then, ang pinaka-practical na uh, example dyan is, umarap daw sa, mirror, salamin, tapos, tumawa. Sana walang makakita sa'yo. Otherwise, masabing baliw ka, ganun. Mag-smile ka lang sa salamin. And it's, I think almost every day we look at ourselves, but we never, it's very rare for us to smile, right? Kita na natin, paayos-ayos, pero yung smile talaga na, genuine smile, yun. So let's start by smiling to make ourselves feel good. And if you know how to smile on your own, it's time for you to smile to make others feel good as well. That's the number two. So smiling opens up your connection with others. It also leads to experiencing empathy. Every time na maglakad, common sa atin sa bagay, yun nga yung advantage as a member. We smile anybody na makikita natin. Nagulat nga sila kasi nag-smile pa tayo, magbaw pa tayo. So, ngayon, kasi may mga dito, may mga estudyante, tagalabas, mga caregivers, and then, mga yan sila, may mga asawa na gano'n. Gulat sila kasi pati teacher, smile, tapos magbaw pa. Baw na rin sila. Kumain na rin sila, baw na sila. So, it becomes our culture. Hindi man ganun ang hindi man ganyan ang Pilipino. Pilipino kasi hindi baw eh. Ganun pre, ganun. Pataas sa atin, pataas. Musta? Pataas. Parang mga siga ba? Sayo, ganun. Pero pabaliktad na ngayon. Wow. Okay. My point is it starts within ourselves, and then if we share it to others by smiling and even by bowing, it becomes their culture as well, unknowingly, and consciously. So yan. Magulat talaga sila. Ganito pa lang yung PLC. So yan. It also leads to experiencing empathy. Number 3, get up and move. Okay. Emotion kasi, yan. Exercise. Sinasabi ito, exercise. Exercise activates happy hormones that include endorphin, dopamine, and serotonin, among others. Get up from your desk and jump and bounce regularly. Okay, I'm a bit guilty with this one. I'm an introvert person, so I'm not totally introvert, but parang most of the time naging introvert. So, exercise. You have to exercise, get up and move kasi yung mga tense sa katawan. Okay, ang ginagawa ko lang ng exercise is dito sa loob eh. Habang nakaupo, habang higa, nag-stretch ka na. At least, galaw-galaw sa ano pa, sa Bisaya pa. Galaw-galaw. Sa Tagalog eh. Galaw-galaw naman dyan, ganoon. So it helps our body, yung mga tense sa katawan natin, may stretch, and it will helps us relax.
Pag
actually.
tumatanda na, hindi na masyadong gumagalaw.
Uh,
Kasi
Paano kaya?
my,
Yeah.
my experience is, dati, everyday, hindi ako mag-upo eh. Always moving, 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 moving. But then, pag tumatanda na, ayaw ko na, mag-upo, upo na lang. Higa na lang.
Ano yun, sir? Mahirap na mag-exercise? Or parang, ano?
Siguro, dahil sa pagod, trabaho,
Ah,
and then, kahit hindi pagod, na na-condition na yung katawan na, ah, wag na, pagod, reserve ko na lang yung strength ko para, yung ganun.
I see.
For past, siguro mga past 3 years, hindi ako nag-move masyado.
Pero sa Japan, di ba, parang meron silang mga exercise na yoga. Mga,
Before sa work, meron talagang exercise. Lahat ng mga
ah,
workers may exercise yan. But like 5 minutes lang mga exercise. 3 to 5 minutes exercise. Yun lang. Then pag uwi mo, hindi
I
kagaya
see.
dati pag nagmulo ka, may punta ka kung saan saan. Ngayon, I prefer to stay at home.
Pahinga na lang.
Ano ba
I
to?
think kung sa work naman, sir, kung sa work naman is magalaw or may mga binubuhat, ganun. I think it's a part of
Yung work ko
exercise
naman
na din.
is tayo.
Mm.
Operate ng machine, dalawang machine. Kaya puro galaw lang din. Ganon.
Mm. Okay. Pero, okay, pero mas better pa rin yung na-stretch, yung stretch talaga na. Ano.
Hmm.
Kasi yung laging ginagawa natin, hindi siya stretch eh. Parang, pampal, malakas lang yung katawan. But yung stretching is different kasi.
Iba yung work kaysa exercise talaga.
Yeah. But at least nag-work, at least hindi sa office nakaupo, ganun. Yun, ang nasa office talaga yun. Kailangan talagang magbuhat saka mag-stretch. All right, so yes, get up and move. Okay. Number 4. Ano ba to? Ilang number to? Until 10.
Check your body.
Check in with your body. Scan your body by feeling the tensions building up. Learn to relate these tensions with the emotion you feel to understand how your feelings affect your physiology. Yun. You have to check your body. Kung ano yung, you have to understand na pag nagagalit ka or naging ganito yung emotion mo, parang nagkaroon ng nag-iiba din yung ano mo, yung katawan mo. For example, sumasakit yung tiyan. Parang pag nagagalit ako, sumasakit yung tiyan ko. Ganun. Pag nalulungkot ako, parang sumasakit yung ulo ko. Ganun. May mga instances na ganun. And in that way, yeah, you have to check. It's not just actually na may sakit ka, but it's actually in some ways it's because of the emotions. And later in papakita kong video why bakit ganon. Unang-una sa brain kasi lahat ng emotion nagsisimula sa brain. Tapos nagsasend siya ng mga hormones towards the body kung saan if you feel joy ganito ang mararamdaman, if you feel sad ganito ang mararamdaman. So always check your body. Not just baka may kung may sakit na ganito. Pwede din yun, mag-check up sa doktor. Pero pag pumunta ka sa doktor, ang pinaka basic na advice nila is, you have to rest. Baka na-tense lang yung you have to relax. Yan. Right. Next, number 5, uh, five, fifth tips is physically remove the tensions. If you feel tense in your arm, shake them. Likewise, if there is a tension in your chest, stretch and breathe deeply. Okay. So physically remove the tension. Parang almost the same lang sa get up and move. Okay. Yeah. Just you have to physically remove the tension by exercising, sabi ko kanina, stretch your, your chest. Yan. Stretch your body, you have to breathe. Sometimes pag nanginginig, di ba? Yung kamay. Yan. Um, every time na every time na, sa bagay dati, nung pag nagle-lecture ako dati sa every time na mag-lecture ako dati, nung first time pa lang, I feel nervous. So, nervous is part of the emotion. Ngayon, parang nagsishake yung ko, kamay. Yeah. It was my first time actually. That was 5 years ago. Or 6 years ago. And then, ang ginagawa ko is, I have to jump. Then I have to do it like this. Ang point doon is, ma-release yung tension ba. Yeah. And then, also nung dati pag hindi pa ako sanay mag-perform sa harapan, using, by music, ganun. Playing piano or guitar. Okay sa gitara kasi actually, yung tension, na-release mo sa gitara. Pero pag piano kasi, yung, kailangan maging smooth yung kamay mo. Pero, yun, pag yung first time, kinakabahan pa ako, nanginginig yung kamay actually. But later, hindi na kasi nasanay na. I was able to manage my emotion. Yan. Next is breathe. Importante talaga to. I think among sa I like breathing. Breathing performs diaphragmatic or deep breathing by contracting your diaphragm. Let your lower lungs fill with oxygen to pass around your body and brain. You feel a tingly sensations and your belly will expand. Do this exercise for at least 60 seconds. So pag if you are bombarded by complaints, if you're bombarded by other people's emotion as well, may complain, may galit sa'yo, ganun. All you have to do is to breathe. Inhale and exhale. Yan. At least for 30 seconds. Before tayo mag-response sa kagalit natin, importanteng mag-breathe muna. Mag-inhale, exhale muna. Huwag ka muna huwag ka muna mag-response agad, actually. Ano muna, pause. Tapos, not even thinking. Okay, don't even think. Just breathe. Inhale, exhale. And it helps actually. I know na alam nyo rin yan. Sometimes, isang beses lang mag-inhale, di ba? Okay na. Pero mas better pag for 60 seconds. Yeah, mas maganda pag mas mahaba. Usually, pag sobrang yung galit na tayo, namumula sa may ano ba yung leader? Namumula lang siya ba? Hindi siya nakagalit ba? Hindi niya sinisigawan yung tao na yun kahit galit na siya. Ang nangyayari lang sa katawan niya is namumula yung mukha niya. Tapos, nag-inhale lang siya ng inhale exhale lang siya ng sobrang lalim. Yan. And then, ayun, he was able to manage um, his emotion. Yan. So, breathing is very important to manage our emotion. Next, if you are not happy, so we have to talk to someone. Ayun. It is easier to vent your anger and frustrations to a friend rather than to suppress them. Express your feelings so you can start to resolve the situation. Okay. Naintindihan natin, di ba? And mapapansin din natin, especially yung mga galit. Kailangan talaga nila na may kausap yan. Ngayon, wag lang yung taong kaaway niya. Kailangan meron siyang ibang kausap na kung saan yun din yung receive. and then marunong maintindihan sa taong yon.
Talk to someone with a cup of coffee.
With a cup of coffee, okay. Let's have a cup of coffee, ganun, okay. Ang ano ngayon, magkape tayo. Ang magkape, hindi lang magkape. Kung gusto talaga niyan, kausapin ka talaga. May i-share sa'yo. Kapag may magyaya na magkape, ibig sabihin niyan, may gusto niyang i-share sa'yo. Or kamustahin ka,
That's
gusto
why
mo.
you should have someone, friend mo, that you can open
Yes.
your
Someone that you can
uh,
trust also.
you can trust. Kaya kami
Yeah.
dito, yung ano kababayan ni Mila, si Brother Joey Andaya.
Mm.
Every week yan, mag-ano kami kape.
Totoo yun,
Mm.
Brother Roy.
Brad, yan ang best friend ko dito. Brad,
Mm.
Kasi pag may problema yun, share niya talaga sa someone he can trust.
Brad, magramin tayo. Oh, alam ko na yun. Pag ako naman, Brad, mag-unsin tayo. Alam niya ngayon. So,
Mm. May mga ano na, language.
Yeah, we are schoolmate in Central Luzon State University and CARP officer.
yeah. Lahat ng mga sikreto sa buhay naming dalawa, kami lang nakakalam.
Kailangan
Pagpadikit na ang inyong bituka.
Wait,
Totoo yan.
sir, how about your husband or wife? Mga ganun.
Ay, iba naman yung level ng husband and wife.
Iba din yan.
Ganun yun.
You should have someone
Kasi kailangan kausap mo din yung brother to brother.
yes, yes. I would absolutely agree with that. Iba kasi yung lalaki to lalaki. Iba din yung babae to babae.
Yes, sir. Kasi pag ang lalaki open niya yung problem niya sa wife, there is a tendency na mag-panic yung wife.
Wag lang kausapin yung lalaki ako tapos kausapin mo babae. Delikado yun. Doon
True.
nagkakamali.
Baka
Iba.
ma-comfort ka.
Baka makumot ka. Yun ang nasabi yun sa Korea. Sabi niya, if you are dapat punta ka sa pareho ng gender, wag sa opposite. Anyway, nalala ko lang yung advice niya. Nalala ko rin. So, you have to talk someone. Ito palang talk to someone. Kailangan lalaki to lalaki. Okay. I mean sa atin. Sa atin. Hindi nila alam, no? Hindi nila alam sa labas. If you talk to somebody, kailangan kapareho ng gender. Kasi opposite. Yan ang reason ng mga third party. Result ng mga third party. Yeah, okay. Kulang pala to. Okay. Kasi, di ba, hindi naman talaga perfecto. It is made by outside people. So, for sure. Okay. Dagdagan natin, talk to someone with the same gender. So, okay.
Gender. Pwede din sa opposite, pero kailangan wife mo.
Or elder.
Elder sister, or mother, or...
Okay. Number 8. Disengage and re-engage emotions. So you have to learn to park your emotion to deal with at a later time. So, i-park daw muna. But do not avoid them. You must acknowledge your feelings, then utilize your emotional intelligence to improve them. So always acknowledge our feelings actually. And then, kunyari, situation is, galit ka na, parang hindi, parang sa isip mo lang, medyo hindi na maganda yung emotion ko. So I have to chill, relax, pause muna, ganun. Yun yung pause. Park your emotion. Kasi hindi na maganda especially pag galit na yung isang tao, tapos babanatan mo rin ng galit. sabog talaga. Ang gagawin, pag galit siya, hayaan mo lang muna. Tapos, tsaka ka na mag-respond later.
Yan pa naman ang limitation ko. I'm angry. I want confrontation kaagad.
Confrontation again. I think we all have sometimes that's our limitation. Yeah. Kasi hirap talaga i-control yung emotion eh. Oh. But yun nga, very important. Kasi you cannot control your emotion if you don't know if you're angry. Kaya lang alamin mo muna kung galit ka na or hindi. So kung alam mo yun, you know how to control. Yeah.
So
And
disengage first and then rearrange. Disengage. Ang hirap
acknowledge
kasi
first.
mag-disengage pag ito based on experience lately. Ang hirap mag-disengage kung it involves like yung mga reasonings and yung mga unreasonable na ginagawa sa'yo, and then parang ikaw pa yung naging unreasonable.
Uh,
So gusto mo kagad i-confront. I-confront.
kasi parang may point siya tapos hindi naman reasonable. May point ka na mas reasonable, gusto mo
Yung,
i-ano sa kanya. Tama ka.
yung ikaw yung victim, tapos inaano pa na siya yung victim. Parang ganun. Ang hirap mag-disengage.
So, yan. It's not, hindi talaga ganun kadali. But at least, we know how to, in some ways, we know how to control.
Like, it's like, kumbaga, it's like, parang you are deceived, but then, sasabihin ka pa nga, don't destroy yourself. Para ganun ba? Don't destroy yourself through your anger. They recognize that they deceive you, pero ina-advisean ka pang, don't destroy your image, don't destroy yourself. Who are you? Who are you to give advice? On what authority you can...
Baka yun yung ano, sir, yung nag-witness sa'yo. Okay.
Kaya may matindi akong ano dito ngayon. Tinding situations. Maybe it's already 3 months, 4 months with a certain group.
Sa akin naman, iba din yung ano ko ginagawa ko dyan. Pag hindi siya makakinig kasi usually, parang subjective na siya masyado ba? Na-encounter din kasi akong ganung situation. Subjective siya. So, hinayaan ko na lang. Yeah. If you have your point, then be it. So, it's like I don't care, but we're still friends. My point, ang point ko naman is, we have a disagreement, and I think let's agree to disagree. Kasi usually, hindi kasi talaga nakikinig eh. So, anyway. So, okay. Yeah, I think you were right in your point of view, subjective point of view.
Yeah. Kung mag-disengage ka naman, because, example, they are your loved ones. Mag-disengage ka.
You really have to solve the
You really have to face and solve the problem. When you face and solve the problem, by principles and by truth, by logic, then ibabalik sa'yo. You're a lecturer. You should apply the principle in yourself, not apply the principle to others. What?
Ganun. Lecture
just like Archangel, You are God, you must love me. But keep on doing against the principle. yung, yung ganun na situation. Kaya,
Mm.
God, kaya susubukan yung ano mo, yung how you will control your emotion.
Yes, yes. Yeah.
Yung mga ganun. Kumbaga, ibabalik sa'yo. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay. But kailangan, you're God, parang ganun. So you should become like this. My God, who are you? Who are you to advise? You don't have the authority to say that to me.
Mataas kasi, brother, yung expectation nila kapag lecturer ka. Kailangan i-control talaga yung emotion.
But
Kaya
then,
ako, kung naka-encounter talaga ako ng ganun, parang kami ni Sir Erwin, pinapabayaan ko na lang. Later, makarealize din siya.
Yeah. Ang mahirap lang dyan is pag family member. I think that's really, I don't know,
that's very siya.
or
Very
close friends.
challenging na
Yeah.
situations, and then seems inaccept yung limitations, but then ibabalik sa you should do like this.
Mm.
They accept that they made wrong, but then ibabalik sa na you should do like this. So accept, and then they give advice to you. Yung sabi ko nga just like Archangel Lucifer, God, you are God. You should love me. Even though I'm like this. But still continue doing.
Ano yung naging solution mo, sir? Na okay pa rin yung relationship?
Kasi everything naman is I believe everything will just be resolved if sometimes problem comes naturally and it will be solved naturally. Sometimes
Mm.
problems will come like parang hindi naman sinadya, but in wrong way lang, and then there is a time din na it will be resolved
In the right time.
in the right time. Wag mo na lang pilitin, or else lang
Mm.
lalala.
Yes.
But
Sa,
then
sa akin,
hindi pwede i-disengage.
yes.
Just
I think sa akin, kung ako sa situation na ganun, let's not, for me lang, I will not talk again that topic, but let's talk another topic na kung saan we have a common base. Kasi parang nag-uusap lang ng ano ba, Muslim tsaka Christian. Yung nag-uusapan is yung si Ismail tsaka si Isaac. Kung sino ba talaga yung elder. Ganun. So, ang ginagawa ko kasi minsan is let's not talk about that one. Let's talk about kunyari ano
Yan,
um,
yan din ang banat palagi. Oh, the same story again. Kasi
mahirap para yan, sir.
ito yung point niya, ito sa'yo, hindi kayo magka-meet. Hindi kayo magka-meet. Ganun.
Mahirap talaga, no?
Yan.
I think let's wait for the right time
The same story
to
again.
heal the wounds.
And then, sabihan ka pa, mag-pray ka kasi. Ikaw pang sabihan, mag-pray ka kasi.
Usually, leader and member nagkakaproblema ng ganyan din, hindi lang inside the family.
Mag-pray ka kasi. Yan, ganun. Yan. Totoo yan, emotions is very difficult to control. Yung kumbaga, I can smile, I can adjust, but then pag puno mo na parang bomba sasabog. Kaya kami ni Brother Joey Mila palaging nag-uusap.
Very emotional din kasi yon si Joey.
Oo.
Very internal kasi na brother, kaya pag natouch yung emotion niya, madaling umiyak yan.
May ano yan, Brad, kape tayo. Oh, alam mo na yan. Kasi na-stroke siya, di ba?
Oo, naoperahan siya. Ang laki ng opera niya, almost half doon sa ulo niya.
Oh, nandun ako pag-opera eh. Ako lang nakapasok doon sa operation.
Buti nga nakasurvive siya. Ang laki ng fracture talaga, ang laki ng damage sa ulo niya.
It's parang miracle eh, yung kanyang pagka-survive.
Mm-mm.
Miracle talaga.
Grabe.
Yan. Every week.
Tapos alam mo ba, Brother Roy, wala kaming communication niyan. Tapos nung gumaling siya, kasi doon daw sa ano niya, sa parang nagdi-dream siya. Tapos biglang naalala niya ako sa dream. Tapos nung gumaling siya, tinawagan niya ako. Yun.
All right.
Sabi niya
So
sa
yes, we have to disengage, but
disengage.
re-engage again. So
Engage.
I think we should. Uh, yeah. Anyway, we all have our own ways, maybe personally, how to deal with the situation.
Deal with at the later time. No?
Yes.
Oh, later time.
So, but we don't have to avoid them. We have to face them. We have to face
But
them.
sometimes I'm thinking I will avoid and cut.
Kasi pag
Babalik
sa
pa rin eh.
family, hindi
Babalik
mo
pa rin
naman
yan.
sila pwedeng i-disregard.
Hmm. Parang, ano lang, detachment. Detachment, but cannot avoid. So we have to face again. All right. Next is label your emotions. After acknowledging your emotions, you have to label them. This activity reduces the intensity of your emotions. The part of the brain that feels the emotion is the same part that names it. So, what is your emotion? You have to know what is our emotion. If it is very strong or it's too much. Kasi pag sobra din, hindi rin maganda. So, you have to know, you have to acknowledge your emotion, but you have to label, the intensity of your emotions. Kasi, nga, pag sobra, hindi rin siya maganda. Yan. Next, and this is the last of these tips. You also have to label your emotions for others. You can often diffuse a tense situation by acknowledging the feelings of others. When you ask, I sense that you are angry. Can you tell me how you feel? The other person will be encouraged to consider and label his or emotion as well. He or she may respond, yes, I feel angry, or no, I'm not. I am annoyed. Ayan. If other people are angry, yun yung sinabi ko kanina. If galit sila, wag banatan ng galit. Yan. You have to label them. Yan. Pag ano naman sila, yan, pag hindi naman galit, so wag ka magalit. Kasi it's not what you say, but it's how you say it. Yan ang nagiging problema. Pag galit ka sa isang tao, hindi yung pasigaw, but kausapin mo siya na medyo malumanay na ah, parang gano'n lang. I think may hindi ako nagustuhan sa'yo na ganitong situation. Bakit ginawa mo yun? Ganyan. Pero bakit ginawa mo yun? So, ganun. You have to label our emotions. It's not what we say, but how we say it. It matters as well. Okay, siguro pag ano, no, ang tawag nito? Taga Iloilo. Yun. Kasi malambing mong taga Iloilo kasi galit na. Pero pag Bisaya, ah, galit din lagi. So, kaya Bisaya ako eh. Mga ano doon, mga sa amin. Parang nagsasalita, laging galit. Ayan. Pero hindi naman laging galit. Ayan. So let's summarize um, these tips on managing our emotions according to Langley. So we were able to examine how emotions are related to each other. Yan, na yung joy na tinatawag natin comes from, ay yung love na nasabi natin according sa book is, it comes with joy and trust. Yeah. So yun, not just only trust, but you have to feel happy as well. So that's what you call love. Sa atin, unconditional. Yeah. No matter what. So regardless of the situation. And it also taught us how to manage our emotions, especially when we interact with other people. So at this point of time, sa mga dito sa Zoom at sa mga nanonood sa YouTube, let's start again to manage our emotions while we interact with other people. Kasi the thing is, even if we know the principle, we still have limitations, and we were not able to perfect ourselves yet. Yeah. And perfection is being matured, means we management is fundamental. We'll talk about maturity. Yeah. And it argued as well that suppression of feelings is not helpful, and it builds up tension in your physical body, and it causes sickness. It's true. It argued as well that suppression of feelings is not helpful, as it builds up tension in your physical body. Therefore, we must always recognize and acknowledge our emotions as well as release them in a way that will not hurt others. So, sino kayang si, even your father also get angry. Sino kayang ano? Okay. Yung if you know about Sadhguru, I think Sadhguru is an Indian.
Yeah, I follow Sadhguru.
Yeah, you know Sadhguru, right? Somehow, they were able to manage their emotion actually. Tumatawa lang siya Sadhguru.
The the yung mga Indians na mga guro, they are very good in managing emotions.
Hmm. Kasi yung ano nila, self management. Sarili. They were good actually. And
so meaning talagang emotion it is relative because depende sa ano sa stimulus na mag trigger sa iyo to maano yung emotions mo. Kaya sabi doon kanina, no, the key is we should understand techniques, right? Paano i-manage. So, ang maging subject talaga pa rin over the emotion is yung understanding. So, in the three functions of the mind, the intellect, emotion, so talagang yung intellect yung una.
yes, actually, sir. Intellect. It's
not the emotion. Because
dapat ang intellect manguna.
Because through understanding things, then you can manage your emotion.
Wow, good. Actually good. Yun. Dito pala yung explanation. Ano nang nauna, intellect or emotion? Okay.
Disagree talaga ako doon sa yung elder na importante ang ano daw yung emotion muna. Sabi even one time if in John Simon may message doon sa ano yung emotion daw yung ano mag-una. Really?
Sa ano siguro, sir? I think sa part of creation, di ba? I think I'm thinking kasi is bakit sinasabi nilang nauna ang emotion is because when God created the creation is it's because of emotion. Kaya yun yung parang
Siguro, it's not emotion. Kasi,
but
na-level kasi yung emotion and love eh. Parang, 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 ano ba, parang, yung, example, yung heart ang essence, di ba? Okay? Ang motive of creations. Okay? So, ang heart, hindi naman siya, ang love, hindi naman siya yung emotion eh. Okay?
technically speaking, yung emotion galing kasi sa brain. So intellect comes first. Comes first before having the emotion. Yun.
Kasi even sa creation, di ba? Already in God's
Logos.
God's mind, ito na yung iniisip niya, ideal man. Okay? So andyan na sa and then yung emotions, it's byproduct of your yung experience na yan.
I think napag-aralan namin yan sa UPTA. Nakalimutan ko lang. Madali lang i-search eh. Yung na-mention ni True Father yan. What comes first? Emotion or intellect?
Kasi
But,
ang ano daw, ang 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 sabi sa amin dito, yung isang elder na nagbigay sa amin ng Sunday service, nag-ano daw sila kay Father na yung arrangement, hindi intellect, emotion, and will. Emotion
yun.
yung na.
Tinanong si True Father. Tapos ang sagot.
Wala namang sagot si True Father na
Hmm.
doon.
Actually, I will search that one. But I have searched that one before. Nakalimutan ko lang talaga.
Kasi noon pa, ang sequence na mag-introduce is intellect, emotion, will eh.
Intellect,
Kay
emotion.
Father, intellect na una talaga. Intellect, emotion, will.
Parang in-explain din yun sa divine principle. Bakit intellect yung nauna?
Nandoon yan, even sa yung lecture namin kay Reverend Ann dati, Reverend 21 Days, Reverend Ann's lecture. It was explained. But then nowadays, there are some elders that they are talking about emotion first. Kaya,
Let's see. Yeah, I will search that one actually, and I'd like to know also. That's actually very crucial kasi sa unification thought, uh, yung songsangan yung sang sa loob nun, yung intellect, emotion, and will kasi is sa kabila lang yan, yung sang natayan sa loob ng yung sang. Meron ano doon. And sa unification thought, ma-discuss yan if napag-usapan yun.
yan ang, yan ang functions ng mind. Yun ang songsang, but then yung songsang, yung within sa songsang, meron siyang yung sang din. Yung sang,
Yung sang,
sang
sungsang
of
din.
yung sang of songsang, aside from yung sang itself, which is the form, no? But within sa songsang, it is divided also into two, just like the yung sang of
Inner,
songsang, which
yung
is
inner, yung sang, inner sungsang.
part of that is yung rules, yung laws, you know, part of that.
Anyway, sa unification thought, sir, I would, ano na, andun yung explanation na yan. Okay, so, all right, let's go back to emotion. Okay. I wanted you to watch to watch this video. I'm about to share some videos. Okay. All about emotional intelligence. Mhm. Okay, let's start with emotion and the brain.
When we hear the word emotion, most of us think of love, hate, happiness, or fear. Those strong feelings we experience throughout life. Our emotions are the driving force behind many of our behaviors, helpful and unhelpful. Just where do our emotions come from? Our brain is wired to look for threats or rewards. If one is detected, the feeling region of the brain alerts us through the release of chemical messages. Emotions are the effect of these chemical messages traveling from our brain through the body.
Okay, let's repeat. It is very, important, kaya nagsisimula siya sa brain actually.
If one is detected,
Emotion kasi result lang yan siya sa dopamine or mga hormones na na-release ng brain. I-send niya sa iba't ibang parte ng katawan.
That's hypothalamus. Hypothalamus.
Oh, yung love na.
for threats or rewards. If one is detected, the feeling region of the brain alerts us through the release of chemical messages.
Yan.
Emotions are the effect of these chemical messages traveling from our brain through the body. When our brain detects a potential threat, our brain releases the stress hormones adrenaline and cortisol, which prepare us for a fight or flight response. When we detect or experience something rewarding, such as someone doing something nice for you, our brain releases dopamine, oxytocin, or serotonin. These are the chemicals that make us feel good and motivate us to continue on the task or behavior. In these instances, the feeling region of the brain kicks in before the thinking part. Sometimes the reactions of the feeling brain are so strong that it dominates our behaviors and we're unable to think rationally in the moment. Our emotions hijack our brain.
Technically speaking, it comes from the brain. Pero sa sobrang bilis ng emotion, if we respond easily without thinking first, nauuna yung emotion. Yan ang naging resulta. Kaya kailangan, if you perceive something, ang susunod na mangyayari nun is dapat
Pag-isipan.
thinking. Yan. Ano niya, i-process
So,
ng thinking
mauna yung
dapat.
emotion.
While many of our emotional responses happen subconsciously, our thinking, we're unable to think rationally in the moment. Our emotions hijack our brain. While many of our emotional responses happen subconsciously, our thinking can influence our emotions, and sometimes this can be unhelpful. Just thinking about something threatening can trigger an emotional response. This is where we can manage our emotions with conscious thinking. Our emotions play a powerful role in the way we experience the world. Understanding and regulating our emotions through our thoughts and behaviors can help us take greater control of our brain and achieve our goals.
Yun. So we have the thinking part should overcome the emotions. Otherwise, pag nauunahan ng emotion yun, okay naman pag positive yung emotion. Pero pag negative yung emotion, that's kind of dangerous. So the point there is, if we receive something, part ng brain natin, magsimula pa rin sa brain. Part ng brain natin. Pag ma-receive, kailangan agad ma-process ng thinking part
Thinking part.
before siya i-release sa katawan natin. Otherwise, pag nauunahan ng emotion nga, tapos ma-release yung dopamine na yun, which is hormones na yun, not dopamine, but other hormones na kung saan we feel angry, then hindi yun maganda.
But then,
Okay, next video. So that's how the brain and emotional brain works.
so it depends on yung response mo talaga sa sa stimulus na, kasi yung emotion, ano lang siya kung
Depende
kailangan
sa nakikita, sir,
stimulus
sa labas.
sa
Yeah.
labas, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, how you perceive that
Affects your emotion.
affects your emotions.
How you perceive and how you think.
Control how you think. Yeah?
Yeah.
So, if you will
Affects your
not think and then i-hijack ng emotion yung ano mo, yung brain mo, yun, maging subject yung emotion doon.
Yes, sir. That's why yung mga parang hindi normal na tao, normal, if they cannot process, then they don't have emotion. Because they cannot perceive and they cannot understand. So it always comes first with the brain that processing, ano ba to? Oh, this is a gift. So automatically,
So
mabilis kasi emotion eh. Mabilis kasi emotion. Pero nauna yan siya sa brain, napaprocess siya sa brain. Kasi, pang neurons kasi, milliseconds lang yun. Nandun. Kaya dapat, mas gagana, yung intellect natin, mas gagana yung thinking. Emotional thinking, ay yung thinking, yung nga, emotional thinking, kaysa sa yung pag-release ng hormones mismo.
Kaya nga po sabi, think before you act.
Yan. Thank you, Gloria. Pero andun na rin yung emotion. Thinking. So yan, stimulus. You have the stimulus, but nung nakikita mo siya, it's your time to process that one. Ano ba to? Danger? Or positive? Yun.
Will you let your emotion overcome your
Don't let your emotion overcome. Destroy your mission. Okay. Okay, next. Another video, last video. This is about developing emotional intelligence. This is also other tips. So,
Emotional intelligence refers to the ability to recognize, interpret, and process emotions in yourself and others. While genetics, upbringing, and environment all play a role, there are steps you can take to develop your emotional intelligence over time. Get to know yourself.
Next, the first one is get to know yourself.
Emotionally intelligent people are self-aware. They have a realistic appreciation of their strengths and weaknesses and how they come across to others. Peer feedback is one way of improving your self-awareness and may uncover a few of your emotional blind spots. Learn your triggers. Linked to the notion of self-awareness is knowing how you are likely to respond in particular situations. Think about how you felt the last time you were under pressure. Did these feelings help or hinder you? Recognizing emotions and the source of these emotions can shift your emotional state. Empathize. Seeing things from someone else's perspective will help you understand their values and beliefs. This is important when it comes to motivating and engaging others. Make a conscious effort to get to know your colleagues. Ask open questions and actively listen to what they have to say, rather than simply waiting for your turn to speak. Be on the lookout for body language and other non-verbal signs, as these may tell you more than someone is willing to express out loud. Own your emotions. Part of being emotionally intelligent is about taking responsibility for the way you interact with others. If someone upsets you, pause and reflect on why their actions led you to feel this way. instead of reacting impulsively. Recognize that a conversation is a two-way interaction, and it takes two people to make you angry, sad, or frustrated. Go with your gut. Finally, listen to your body. If your stomach starts doing backflips every time you speak to a senior manager, or your muscles tense up before you go into a meeting, what does this tell you? Counterintuitive as it might seem, emotions can be a valuable source of information when making rational decisions at work. Remember, emotional intelligence isn't about suppressing emotions. It's about learning how to recognize, process, and channel them in a way that benefits you and your team. Enhancing your emotional intelligence requires effort, but it can be achieved with sustained practice.
Right, so those are the additional tips to manage our emotions. Maganda talaga yung sinasabing recognize know yourself talaga. Actually, sa lahat ng when we talk about self-perfection or maturity, and yan din yung tinuturo ng ng Hindu or ng Buddhist teaching, because they came first before Christianity, right? And accordingly nga sa atin is Hinduism and Buddhism was used by God in order for people to prepare for the coming of the Messiah. Kasi ang tinuturo doon is about management, self-management. Ganun. And sinasabi doon, lagi nilang sinasabi actually, is self-awareness. Yan ang pinaka-fundamental teaching nila is self-awareness. You have to be aware of yourself. Kung alin yung weakness mo, alin yung strong points mo. Okay. Kasi kung hindi mo, if you're not aware of yourself, you cannot deal with yourself. And yun. And actually, pag we talk about be fruitful, ang pinapanood ko actually is yung mga Hindu tsaka Buddhist videos. Self-management. Ang galing-galing kasi nila magano.
In any field, when you want to master any field, when you want, even in leadership, the first step doon is know yourself.
Know yourself.
Know yourself. The first step of leadership is know yourself, know your capability, know your weaknesses. Yun. Kasi
Self-awareness, know yourself first.
If you're a leader and you don't know who you are, your capability, how you can lead, di ba?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then next is know your people. You have limitations, so you know your people. Those people who can patch up your limitations, then use that. Sila mag-patch up sa'yo. Kumbaga, i-empower mo sila by putting them in a responsibility na hindi mo magawa, hindi mo makaya. Yan. First.
True, hindi pwedeng i-center lang sa'yo porke leader ka alam ko lahat to, dapat ako ang masunod. Ganun.
Sa church natin is the first step of our leadership is leadership by position or by appointment, di ba? Kahit minsan you have limitations since you are elder, since you have some talent, some capability, pero kulang yun. Kaya first step talaga by position, and then you can gain respect to your subordinates if you empower mo sila. Ibigyan mo sila ng responsibility na fitted sa kanilang talents. Then, na-empower sila. Then you can gain respect, and through that, magkaroon kayo ng magandang results sa relationships, sa ano, yun ang pag ano yun?
Exactly, Brother Roy. Kasi hindi pwedeng i-center lang na ako ang leader, dapat niyo akong sundin kasi ito yung dapat
Boss
natin
yun.
gawin.
Hindi yun leader, boss.
Tama, boss.
Yeah. Totoo yan.
Sa atin kasi, sir, parang hindi na-emphasize yung self-awareness, actually, sa education part. Kasi ang education system natin is all about Cain and Abel. And of course, kasi galing naman kay True Father yun, which is true, Cain and Abel, you have to adjust. But the thing is, before Cain and Abel
There
existed,
should be a self-awareness.
there's what we call the principle of
Before
creation.
Cain
And
and
the principle
Abel.
of creation is
Cain,
be fruitful. Be fruitful.
Cain should know himself. Abel should know himself first.
Exactly.
How they can play the role of Cain and Abel if they don't know who they are.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Kaya
So,
very
pag alam
important
natin,
itong topic na to. Kailangan lahat sana mag-enroll dito para ma-remind ang bawat isa. Kasi this is very important subject talaga na malaman
Ito yung
ng
basic.
iba. Although marami na tayong alam, pero akala kasi natin, alam na natin lahat. Pero hindi pala. Kailangan aralin natin itong self-awareness.
Kasi kasi ang iniisip natin, iniisip natin that divine principle, the written book of the divine principle is the truth itself. This is the truth. Actually, kung tingnan mo, it's not the truth. The truth should be, you should become the truth itself. Just like Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So you should become the principle itself. To become a principle itself, you should know yourself. So self-awareness. Be fruitful. Be fruitful. And then you multiply it to whom? To your Cain, to your Abel. So,
Exactly. And absolutely.
Pero ayan, na yung kung minsan, our understanding of the principle is very elementary. Parang yung structure lang, very elementary.
Ibig sabihin, our understanding is very immature pa talaga.
Totoo yan. Totoo yan. Very elementary. The way, sometimes the way we explain the principle, hindi siya realistic. Hindi siya realistic. It should be real. It should be, ito, kailangan combinations nito mga scientific explanations of the principle. Kasi principle naman to understanding self. Di ba?
Yeah, the principle is around us. Kailangan lang alamin natin. Kasi even True Father mentioned about the principle is 80% of it is from the nature. And if you look around us,
and then the way we educate is we emphasize so much on fallen natures. Fallen nature. We are so much focused on fallen natures.
Kaya tuloy, Brother Roy, yun yung na-adapt tuloy ng mga members, puro na lang fallen natures.
And then problems of Cain and Abel. So in this era, we should not focus on fallen natures. We should understand what are the divine nature of ano dapat yung nature natin as sons and daughters of God, our divine nature. So babalik na naman tayo doon sa God's nature. Kailangan i-dissect mo yung God's nature para we have we have kumbaga a model of what is a divine nature na dapat natin ma-achieve. So dapat yun ang pagtuunan natin kasi the more we talk of fallen nature, the more we dig up our own fallen nature, the more we dig up garbage, and then makikita natin, oh, ang dami ko palang fallen nature. Then we are not
Nakapokus
discovering
doon, sir.
Mm.
Pag laging pinag-uusapan, yun yung laging nalabas.
Kasi yun ang lalabas eh. At saka yun ang ma-instill sa mind mo. Di ba?
Yeah.
Then, kasi palagi mong sinasabi, palagi mong ang pinag-uusapan, yun ang maging ikaw.
True. Yeah.
Diba? So, let's talk about God's nature, divine nature.
Yun yung tatatak sa isip mo.
Tatatak sa usapan
Yun
mo.
yung gagawin mo.
And then,
Yung goal.
the fallen nature, unti-unti siyang nawawala.
Matatabunan kasi
Tatabunan siya.
wala na nga mag-uusap ng fallen nature kung gano'n ang nangyayari.
Kasi in Chun Ilgok era, there is no such thing as fallen nature, di ba? There's no such thing as fall. Ganon. Kaya nga sa True Mother, sabi niya, explain yun lang, chapter 1. Chapter 1. Kasi yun ang era ng Chun Ilgok. Of course, sa atin yun but we need the witnessing. We should explain the whole divine principle.
Alam mo ba, Brother Roy, di
Mm.
ba, ano mo yan last time nung nag-aral tayo, na we have to think ourself. Yung goal natin is to become divine, our divinity. Alam mo ba, nung nagbigay ako ng Sunday service, integrate ko yung sinabi mo doon sa message ko last Sunday, doon sa 70 Tribal Messiah Educational Center natin. Kasi naalala ko lagi, yun nga, sabi mo, don't talk about fallen natures anymore. We have to think that we are doing everything to become a divine person. Yun yung in-integrate ko doon sa Sunday service. So, they were inspired. Siguro, hindi na nila iisipin yung fallen nature.
Totoo yan. This time we should limit talking on our messages, on our lectures about our fallen natures, about problems of Kainanabi. We should talk more on ideals. On ideals. Totoo yan.
That is yun yung talking about fallen natures is acknowledging, but that was before. But we cannot stay that one. Only acknowledging. We have to remove. If after acknowledging the limitation or the fallen natures, we start to remove the fallen natures. That's the purpose of acknowledging, actually, to remove
Yes, sir.
not
Because
necessary.
the fallen nature is in the wilderness, our life in the wilderness pa before.
Kaya okay yun dati. That's acknowledgement. But we cannot stay there. We have to remove those fallen natures. And then, start talking.
Nagkasala ka, and then you acknowledge that you are sinners. Hanggang acknowledge ka na lang, you did not move forward. When you acknowledge after that, change direction. So we change direction, but still we go back to acknowledgement. So dapat nandun na tayo, nag-move forward na tayo. Towards what? Towards our divine nature. So pag-uusapan na natin yung divine nature. Tapos na tayo nang acknowledge, alam na natin yung fallen nature na yan.
True.
That's good. That's good. Mag-indulge. Lahat pala i-share sa kanila.
This is very important talaga, sir, yung we have to know ourselves, aware of ourselves, ganyan, kasi dapat talaga lahat nag-enroll dito, kahit mga leaders.
All right. I think we still have time. Meron tayong okay. Let's see.
Manage emotion, argue, it's argued at the same. Suppressing feeling is not helpful. Totoo yan, magka-stress ka, no? If i-suppress mo.
Yes, you
Tension.
must always recognize and acknowledge your emotions, as well as release them in a way that will not hurt others. And do not suppress your emotions and feelings. Yeah.
Yan, sometimes ba, for me, that's my problem kung minsan. For me not to hurt somebody, I just suppress. But then it suffers naman yung ano mo. Imagine, dahil sa ka-stress ko, I urinate blood.
Ganun?
Oo. 3 weeks ago. Then, 3 times na ako napacheck up, wala naman.
Walang findings, sir, na ano?
Walang findings.
Wow.
Sa stress lang yan. Because
Stress.
parang, I don't want to hurt people kasi pag mag-burst ako, I can talk so many things and then magalit na. And then,
Ano, sir, ang nangyayari niyan, sa iba mo i-burst. Kaya maghanap ng ano, kausap yung kape.
Kaya yun si Joey, kausap ko
Kape.
palagi. Let's
maganda.
drink coffee.
To release the tension. Okay, so I think now we can end actually early. Next time is about perception, how we look at things. Actually, dapat mauna itong person perception. Nauna yung but
Parang ano yan eh. My point of view, which is fallen nature, number 1, and God's point of view. Perceptions. Different term, ba? Ganon lang.
yun lang. Sayang wala yung iba dito. I think importante ito actually.